They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Taking My Power Back podcast with Charvonrenee. I am Charvonrenee and you guys are tuning in to episode 3. And of course, before we get into this episode, I am going to do my little disclaimer that this podcast was created because over a decade I have been carrying around tons of trauma that has really physically and mentally paralyzed me, and I have now taken the steps to do a ton of self-care, therapy, and in order to be able to release this trauma. And so yeah, when I do this podcast or when I do these episodes, these episodes are not to bash anyone or to make anyone feel bad. Like, I'm not intentionally hurting people or anything. These are the experiences that happened to me, and I am just sharing them to show you guys how, if different things happen to you, you still can prosper in life and move on, right? And I know my background looks kind of different. Usually I'm downstairs in front of my Christmas tree until I get my backdrop of the Taking Your Podcast logo on it. That is the goal to have in the back of me behind or whatever. But I just figure, first of all, it is cold in the house. We got the heat on, this Michigan weather, and I got my little heater in here. So I did turn it off so it's not like constantly in the background. So yeah, it's just warmer in here because I made sure I had the space heater on full blast. Because listen, we got to be comfortable, okay? That's what y'all gotta know, okay? But let's just hop right into it. This, I'm trying to get my back because baby, being plus size, in plus size or any size, babe, trying to sit up like that. What you call it? What you call this style? Whatever, girl. I don't know. But today we are talking about turning white. Of course, you guys see my face. Some people think that it is a birthmark. Some people think that I got burned. I've heard so many different terms. Oh, she got the Michael Jackson disease. She got that cow disease. Girl, you name it, I have heard it all. Okay, and we have a special guest. This is my teddy bear that was gifted to me when I was a kid. By a lady, my mom used to have a boutique, right? And I keep saying this, that I'm slowly turning into my mother. She used to have a boutique, and she used to like sell her things out of flea markets. And one of the old ladies there, or older ladies, when I was younger, she gave this to me after meeting me, and I was like, well, I don't have no money. And she was like, no, come here, like, come let me talk to you. And so when she asked me like what happened to my face, and of course then I think I was like 9, I want to say maybe 9, and I was just like going, like looking at this lady like, girl, why are you out of my business? But I appreciated that someone actually asked me, like, in a nice way, of what happened, right? Of why I'm turning white. And when she asked me that, she was like, but before you tell me what happened to you, I want to gift this teddy bear to you, because the teddy bear, how does she, I want to word it how I can't remember exactly how she worded it, but she was like, the teddy bear, everybody loves teddy bears, and everybody has different things happening with them, with with them or to them or whatever. And some people have a lot of differences internal, you can't see them, and some people have differences outside of them that you can see. And she was like, let the teddy bear be your, I guess, resemblance of everybody loves this, but even though the teddy bear has different things going on, and it had like patches. It was somewhere around that words. I don't exactly remember because I was 9, and I just remember her giving it to me because I have vitiligo, and because it was different. And I don't know, I just love this teddy bear, and it's all. I never washed it again, like, because I had washed it one time. My mom washed it, and then the string started coming out, and I'm like, I don't want to mess up this teddy bear. This is the nicest thing that somebody ever did to me, somebody ever gave to me. And so I was just like, no, I can't wash it. So she is all beat up. And you know what's funny? I never named her. And I'm calling her because she has flowers, and I just never gave her a name. But I slept with this teddy bear and for the longest, right? And I don't even know, was I 9? Well, how old are you when I don't know how old you are when you're going to the 5th, 5, 6, 7, no, 6, 7, 8. Well, how old are you when you're going to the 8th grade? Because it was the summer. So when I haven't had vitiligo all my life. Let me just go back there because I'm all over the place. I got vitiligo after the summer of my 5th grade graduation, going into middle school. And this is when my mom had that flea market. And I had what I thought was happening, because it started on my lips. My lips started getting pink. And I used to like rip my skin off, you know, like dry skin. I used to rip it off, and I just thought, oh, my mom was like, what is that on your lips? And I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I always peel my skin off. So I'm thinking I'm peeling off my skin, right? And then like the summer happened after I graduated from elementary school. And in that summer, like, I want to say within like 2 weeks of graduating 5th grade, going into 6th grade, after we like finished school, I feel like I woke up and I was white. And I don't think it happened that fast, but I know it happened over the summer, because middle school, I was terrified. That whole summer, I really didn't want to go outside. I kind of felt like, you know, I was just so different, you know. And like my mom would, of course, make me go outside and make me, because all of the neighborhood kids and my sisters, like, they're all used to seeing me a certain way, right? And in my mind, it was just like, okay, first of all, I'm already the tall sister. I'm already the fat sister. Now I gotta be the ugly sister? Like, who does that, right? And that's just my mind. I don't feel this way about myself anymore as like being ugly, because right now, girl, I'm a baddie. Even my bad days, I look good. But back then, as a kid, I'm just like, dang, I can't catch a break. You know what I mean? And so my mom took me to the dermatologist, and they were, you know, the guy gave me this medication, because it was only a few dots. And I really feel like this medication that he gave me sped up the process. And I say that because back then they didn't know a lot about vitiligo. Like, they knew about vitiligo, but I see more people now that I'm an adult with vitiligo than I did when I was a kid, right? And let me give you guys the definition of actually what the hell vitiligo is, because it's been changing over the course of I guess my lifetime, of what causes vitiligo. I know there's 2 types of vitiligo, and I have both types of vitiligo. And so the vitiligo it's a disease that causes the loss of skin color and blotches. Vitiligo occurs when pigment produces cells and dies and stops functioning. And a lady stopped me in Walmart recently, and because what I remember is, I remember the doctor saying about my cells growing and dying, and I was like, in my mind, like all this time, I've always thought, oh, it's because my red blood cells attack the white blood cells or something like that, you know. And then I was explaining to the lady in Walmart, like maybe a few months ago, and she was like, that's not what they told me, you know. And since then, I've been like researching more and just seeing that it's different, you know. It's different. Everything is changing with more science coming out, and you know, more science coming, and people trying to figure out what exactly vitiligo is, and them trying like light therapy and things like that. And for me, I'm already at that stage where if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know. Like I'm used to it. Like I don't feel like I'll be me without me having vitiligo, right? So like doing light treatments and all that, it is what it is. Like I'm not trying to go down that route, right? And I know that's when my depression really started up, you know, because I was already like fighting and arguing with my sisters and stuff like that. But I think I got really sad when I started like looking at myself like, dang, I'm so different, you know, and I'm not like everybody else, and not like everybody else in a good way back then, right? And so girl, ADHD, okay? I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. And so with just being like with vitiligo now, it's so much research and things like that, and me just seeing like a lot more people nowadays with vitiligo is kind of cool. I be like, you know, because back then you didn't see anybody really, right? And so when I graduated elementary school to go to middle school, in that summer, my mom had took me to the doctors, and the dermatologist gave me this medicine, and I feel like this medicine just speeded the process of me turning white. And now my vitiligo has closed in, but before, my vitiligo was like all the way out here. I had it on the back of my arm, which my pigment has came back on the back of my arm. I've had it in my ear, and my pigment has came back. So the only patch really I have left is on my face, and I've been noticing more patches coming in of my skin coming back. So it's just kind of weird how everything is, you know, with this whole vitiligo thing. Like it comes, it goes, and that's why I say I have both. Oh, that's what I'm supposed to be getting y'all. the both types of vitiligo, because there is two types, and I do have both types, but I cannot remember the other name. So I have non-segmental vitiligo and segmental vitiligo, and the difference between a person who has non-segmental vitiligo, the patches tend to appear on both sides of the body, like their hands and their knees. And then segmental vitiligo is another type of vitiligo that people have, and they see rapid color loss only on one side of the body. So I have both, because my vitiligo was on my left side, patchy all on my face, but in my ear it was on my right side, but on my left side it was behind my arm. And they say it's really rare for people to have both, and they kind of say vitiligo runs in the family. And then another research that I did, it was saying that vitiligo was caused by an immune disorder. So it's not really clear to me, you know, and I really stopped giving up on research or caring to research it, because it just is what it is, right? But by me having vitiligo, I feel like my vitiligo really is what kicked off a lot of my depression and anxiety, and me having like suicidal thoughts, of me having suicidal attempts, especially like in middle school. Because let me tell you, all the summer. So that first summer when I was first diagnosed with vitiligo and I started getting whiter or whatever, it started to spread and it was everywhere. We were going to a family reunion in Georgia, and I feel like this was our first family reunion because we ain't never been to no family reunions. And I hear I go like, oh, now we gonna do family reunions, like, or at least I don't remember, but I remember this being the first big family reunion where all these different family members was coming from different hotel, or we were all staying in like one hotel, and all these family members are coming all over the United States or whatever to come and have this big thing, right? And I'm just like, it's bad enough that I had to be in Detroit turning white. Now I gotta go to Georgia and see family, like, meet family that I don't even know, and they're all gonna look at me like, oh my God, what happened to you? And it was like, the adults, some adults were assholes, okay? I can say that not because I'm a grown up, but some adults were assholes. Like, they were like literally telling their kids, don't touch her or you're gonna catch this, or you know what I mean? I'm just like, it ain't even that deep, babes. It's not even that deep, right? And then so when we went to the graduation, when we went to the family reunion, it was the first time that I was gonna see my dad, you know, and I haven't seen him in a while, and even he gave me like a look, you know what I mean, like a look, and I don't know if it was just like a stun look, of just like shock because he hasn't seen us since we were little or whatever, and or if it was just like in my mind, I'm gonna tell you what, in my mind. So in my mind, I felt like he was just like, oh, you know, but it could, you know, as a kid, I could have misconstrued things or whatever, you know, but I know for certain, like, you know, the kids at their family reunion didn't want to like play with me, my sisters and them, like, everybody was already like picking on me because I was the crybaby, right? So now I'm just like, okay, you know, here we go, you know, here's something else that gets people to talk about or to pick at me with. And it, like, just being a kid in general is hard enough with just trying to like fit in, you know, because so many kids are different. But to have like a different look and not feel like look normal or how people feel like normal should be, you know, what I say now to the kids and like my friends or whatever, I express to them like, make sure you're talking to your kids, you know, that people are different. Everybody is not going to be the same, you know. I had seen on Facebook this lady, her daughter had a skin disorder where her skin was like constantly peeling, and she looked it very different. Her hair, she had hair loss or whatever. And what she did, and I think this was like such a beautiful, positive thing, because she was starting kindergarten. It was at a kindergarten or preschool, but she took a picture and she put in a picture and she talked about her daughter's diagnosis, letting them know that it wasn't contagious, letting them know that it's okay. Like, don't be afraid of her. This is, you know, and she sent it to everybody in the classroom. Like, she sent it home when she sent the kids from school, she sent it to all the kids in her classroom so they can get to know her before they actually see her. Because, you know, at 3 years old and 4 years old, going into, you know, seeing people and meeting people and not knowing what things are, I think that was a great way for the mom to be able to introduce her daughter and to her to be able to get accepted, you know. And a lot of the parents, they were like, this was such a great idea to be able to, you know, introduce my child to your daughter this way, so that way we can talk about it at home and have that open conversation about, you know, kids being different. And I know, like, a lot of times when we send our kids to school, we like automatically, oh, if somebody mess with you, you know, you tell the teacher, or if they pick on you, you hit them back, or you do this and you do that. But we never really talk about the differences of kids and the differences of people, just people in general. Like, You know, you'll say, oh, it's not good to stare or whatever. But I would rather, back then, I would rather people ask me what was happening in a nice way and not be like, ew, what's wrong with you, you know, type of thing. Then versus them just, you know, staring or whatever. And at one point, when we came back from Georgia and we were getting ready for middle school, I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go to school. Can I ask her, like, can I go home school? I say, if you send me to school, I'm going to die. I'm going to die, Mom, if you send me to school. And my mom was like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to be fine. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. And I'm just like, I'm going to die. I can't take it. I can't. And it's just like, my mom tried, right? She tried her best to, like, kind of prep me, you know, but it still was just like, girl, get your ass out this house and go to school because you're not staying here. So that type of thing, right? It was like she was gentle for a little bit, and then she was like, all right, now you're getting on my nerves, ma'am. Like, now you're getting on my nerves. And that even gave me, like, more anxiety, because it's like, I'm, like, trying to, like, express to her, and because I don't want to, like, cry, you know, because I'm like, if I keep crying, it's going to make people mad. And I'm just, like, trying not to cry, but, like, me not trying to cry and me not trying to, like, upset other people or make other people mad. And I think that's why a lot of ways why I say, like, I'm sorry. Like, I say I'm sorry a lot, and people are like, why are you saying sorry? It's not your fault. You didn't do anything. And it's just like, it's just a trauma response that I'm working through, right? And so the first day of middle school, I will never, ever, ever forget the first day of middle school, y'all. The first day of middle school, you know, okay, so I don't know how you guys' school was, but I went to Earhart. And our school, the first day of middle school, when all the new kids come, they put everybody in the gym, and when you go in the gym, they tell you where your teachers are going, tell you the rules of the school, kind of like a big introduction, right? And when I'm coming into school, and I'm, you know, when you're in line and you're coming in and everybody's already staring at you, like the whole school is like, I feel like I have all the attention on me, right? And you can hear all the riffraff, like you can just hear all of the kids in the gym. Like as I'm walking to the gym, you can just hear everybody running around and this and this and that. And I felt like as soon as I opened the door and I walked into the gym, it got dead silence, okay? Dead silence. Like you can hear a feather hit the floor. It was that quiet. And in that moment, I felt like I was about to die. Like, you ever had like a outside body experience? Excuse me. Like an outside body experience to where I felt like I was looking at me and everybody else was looking at me. And it was this girl. I said I'm not telling names in my podcast. So it was this girl. We're gonna call her V. She passed away a few years ago. She passed away a few years ago, but I would never, ever, ever forget her. Okay, like she was the most sweetest, most don't play with me person. Like when I walked into the gym and the gym was dead silent, and I felt like it was like an eternity. And all I hear was, what the F are y'all looking at? You guys never seen somebody so pretty? Dang. And she came up to me and she grabbed my hand and she walked me to the wall. And she can see that I was visibly upset. Like, I was already anxious. I already didn't want to come to school. I already knew it was going to be like hell, right? And the thing that really bothers me, and this is why I say adults back then still were assholes, is like there were adults in that room, and it took for a kid to like break the ice and people tell people like to stop staring or whatever. And the adults didn't say anything. Like they didn't say anything. Of course they said something, oh, watch your mouth, because she said the F word. But it's just like, you guys didn't even say anything like to get the kids to stop, like to get the kids to stop, like start back doing what they were doing. You know what I mean? And after she said that, and she pulled me to the side, she introduced herself, and she's like, "Hey, girl, my name is." Her name was V, and she introduced herself, and she was the sweetest person, like ever, right? And I made friends. I made great friends. Two of my best friends I met them in middle school, or three of my best friends, I had three of my best friends I've met that we're still best friends to this day. I met in middle school going into high school or whatever. But V was just, she was just such a sweet person. And I remember like getting picked on for a very long time. A very, very, very long time. And again, it was, one, I was tall. Two, I was, not only was I big, I was like fat, and I was turning white, you know what I mean? And it was just like, it was so, middle school was the hardest time of my life. The hardest time of my life. The hardest time of my life. And it was just like having to go to school and getting picked on, and then having to come home and getting picked on. Like, it was a hard, it was really, 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 really hard. A really, really hard time for me. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why I can tell you guys right now, and I have a separate episode talking about my suicidal attempts and things like that. But in middle school alone, I tried to commit suicide at least 15 times. And it's just like, the very last straw was like when like my mom actually knew, because it was like I would do things, and for the grace of God, I woke up the next day and I'm like looking around and I'm like, oh, I'm still here. And it's like, oh, okay, I didn't take enough medication, or I didn't take enough of this, and I woke up at home, like I woke up at home. But when my mom finally knew what I was doing, is because I had gotten into a really heated argument with kids at school, because I was just so tired. And I was just so tired because the teachers were not helping. Like, they weren't helping. And I just felt like I wasn't getting help at home. I wasn't getting help at school. And I didn't have anybody to just like really stand up for me, besides, having kids stick up for me every now and again, And I was at school and I had just got into it, and I went in the bathroom and I had like body spray. And as I'm in the bathroom in middle school, about to drink this body spray, because I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm so tired, and I can't take it no more. The secretary from Earhart walked into the bathroom, and she smacks it out of my hand. And she's like, did you drink it? Did you drink it? And I, like, literally, she was walking in, and it was like God, like, because
And of course, they called my mom. They called the ambulance. But my mom was like, let me just take her. I'll take her to the doctors. And I remember my mom took me to my pediatrician, right? She told them, no, don't take her in the ambulance. I'll take her to the pediatrician right now. Like, we'll go right now. And like, she called the pediatrician. I remember this like yesterday. And she called the pediatrician from the office and was talking to the people and was like, this is what she just did. This is what I need to bring her. This and this and that. And because I didn't drink anything, and when they checked my vitals, everything was normal or whatever. So they allowed my mom to take me to the pediatrician. And then the pediatricians, they started me off with therapy. My mom would not let them do inpatient psych or whatever. And it's not nowadays. It's like if something was happening like this, you don't have a choice, right? I think it's more so like, I don't know. I just know that I didn't do inpatient. They had me like a lot of outpatient, and then I had to get taken out of class, and I had to see a therapist through middle school and through high school. And I don't even know if my sisters know. Like, I know they know, like, I told them, but I don't know, I can't recall if they knew, like, what I did or what I was going through, because I kind of feel like I was still getting, like, picked on, you know. And we have a separate podcast coming up about, you know, me and my sisters and how we were back then and how we are now, right? But I just really, like, in middle school, middle school was the hardest, right? And now we're gonna like move into me going to high school, and high school was my time to shine, right? And all middle school, you know, up until me graduating the 8th grade. In 8th grade, like my grades and stuff, like I didn't want to do work. Like my grades and things like that were horrible. Okay, horrible. And so my mom put us in this Mercy educational tutoring program. So going into high school, no, it was 8th grade. I think 8th grade is when she put me into this tutoring program, because I was already a year behind, because I know my mom, they made me do 1st grade twice. And that's a separate episode we're going to talk about. But so I've always had like different learning. I don't even know if it's a disability. My mom just felt that I wasn't ready to go to 2nd grade, and the teacher agreed with her. So I was already behind, right? So in 8th grade, it's really when it started, like since I had all these things going on, I really wasn't caring about work. I was just doing the bare minimum just to get through or whatever. And so going into 8th grade, my mom enrolled us in this tutoring program. And back then I would always have my face, like have my hand over my face or whatever. And why didn't I wear a mask? We wearing these masks now. Like I could have did that. Okay, but anyways, that's a side thought, okay? But anyways, I used to cover my face. I always used to have my shirt like this. It was, oh my God, it was just bad, right? So when I went to this after school program with the tutoring, I had already didn't like taking pictures. And so one of the workers there, she used to be the person that used to feed us and like give us ride. Like she used to be the one that picks us up on the bus and then takes us home on the bus. And she would notice when it came for us taking pictures or anything, I would always have to go to the bathroom, or I would always like be in the far back, and because I'm the tallest kid there, I would lean behind somebody so all you would see is my eyes. And after a few months, you know, Miss C was so nice. And I'm saying Miss C because her name, I'm not saying their people's name right. And she was just so nice, and she was just like, she don't know what I've told her before. I don't know if she remembers, but she was the person who really made me feel and understand how beautiful I was, right? And I'm telling you, once she got a hold of me, like, she was like, she took me in the bathroom and she was just like, why you don't want to take pictures? And I'm like, because I'm ugly. I don't want to take pictures, and because I'm turning white, and you know, I'm having all these excuses of why I don't want to do this and why I want to do this. And she was like, but look at yourself. I said, I see myself. She was like, smile. I'm like, I don't want to smile. And she was like, I see when you're laughing and when you're playing and things, and you have a beautiful smile. And so she like just started, she put me like in the mirror, and she stood behind me, and she was just like, you have gorgeous hair. And my mom always had her hair done, right? And she was like, you have this beautiful smile, you have these beautiful cheeks, and you have, you know, you have a great personality. And you know, she's just, you know, just naming off everything. And I'm like looking at her like, and then looking at myself, and I'm just like, and just thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I do got a nice smile. You know what I mean? And like, I do have this, you know? And my mom used to always say these things, but it's like, it's your mom. Your mom has to tell you those things in my eyes of what I thought, you know what I mean? So for another adult to just like try to get me to see me for who I am, girl, she created a monster. Because going into high school, 9th grade, baby, high school was my year to shine, okay? I ran for everything. I finally like start seeing, oh baby, you cute. Oh, bitch, you a baddie. Like, you know what, you're right. To the point where I started running for homecoming, everything, any dance and everything that I was going to, baby, I was running. And you know why I was running? Because, oh, I did brought it up here. Because I can take pictures. Hold on, I brought it up here. Because I can do these. And because I can post all of my pictures all over the school, pass out these or whatever. Now, high school, okay, let me just tell y'all, because they try to play me, right? They try to play my face, okay? Because this is when I was getting into my era of bad bitch era, okay? Bad bitch era, except for why nobody tell me that I shouldn't have put this damn black lip liner on with nothing else, okay? Then girl, I was trying to be like the Mexicans when they used to draw their lips on and stuff. Girl, I hung out with everybody, okay? When I got to high school, I was talking to everybody. The thugs, the geeks, I'm not gonna say geeks, but that's what people call them. Like, you know, thugs, geeks, like those are all metaphors, which I know what I mean. I talked to everybody, okay? And I started running for everything. Like, any way I could put my picture on the wall, baby, I want my picture on the wall, okay? But when I say they're trying to play my face, it's because a lot of y'all little boys, we ain't gonna name no names, but y'all know who y'all are, okay? Y'all was feeling your girl. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was texting your girl, but then when we get to school, it's a whole different story. You know what I mean? And it's cool because, you know, I'm married now, so it is what it is. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? It was just so funny to me that they were like, oh, how like they say, oh, all the plus size girls or the ugly girls or whatever, don't nobody like y'all, blah blah blah. But they the one with the most kids. This is what I saw on the Facebook post. Okay, not saying, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all be liking us. Y'all was feeling the girl. You know what I mean? But me back then, at that point, I knew I was fine. And y'all couldn't tell me shit. Okay? I knew I was that girl. Okay? But, I also had a lot of respect for myself. Like, I didn't lose my virginity until I was 20, okay? That's another story for another day. We're going to have another episode on that, okay? Talking about that because it's okay? But, you know, when people realize that she ain't that girl. She that girl, but she ain't that girl. They was like, okay, yeah, move right along. You know, little horn dog, little boys. You know what I'm saying? But in high school, that's when I just knew that baby, she is too hot to trot. You know what I mean? And you know, they were like, the excuse was then, oh, you're the good girl. You're too much of a good girl. La 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 la. But yeah, you know, it started off. You know, I started off like as the ugly duckling, the baby. Who gonna check me? Cause I'm fine as fuck. Okay, that's what y'all gotta know. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. Having vitiligo as a kid was very, very, very traumatizing. Having vitiligo as an adult, it's like I don't care no more. You know what I mean? Like I just don't care. As an adult, people didn't try to, you know, throw shade when they get mad. They'd be like, oh, that's why you look like a cow, or that's why you look like you got the Michael Jackson stuff. And I'm like, babe, these are stuff I heard in middle school, babe. Babe, I've had kids tell me, you know, that I'm contagious. And I've had parents, I remember me and my little sister was walking home from school one day. And the little girl was like, Mom, what happened to her? And the mama said that I was an alien girl. An alien. And I'm just like, ignorant. You see, ignorant adults. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? As an adult, I don't care. As an adult, I do see more people with it, which is very nice to see, because we got our badge of honor. We got a model out here making this buku money who got vitiligo, because period. Okay. And when I see little kids, I just get so happy, and I just talk to them like, hi, you know. Of course I ask the mom if, like, you know, can I say hi or whatever, and mom be like, you know, they were like, please do, like, because they don't see this, you know, in their schools or whatever. So I say all that to say that be nice to people. Teach your kids, teach yourself. Like, don't be ignorant, okay? Don't be ignorant, okay? But now as an adult and me moving forward, you know, I'm cool with it. I'm like, it don't bother me no more. It caused a lot of trauma and craziness, but like I keep saying, everything happens for a reason, and God put this on my, you know, put me in these predicaments to be able to live again and tell my stories, you know what I mean? Because this may help whoever, you know. And I got the hiccups, child. Why do I keep getting the hiccups, y'all? And they ain't in a jump of water, but nothing but ice in that. So yeah, that is my turning white trauma of what I went through. But now I'm that girl. I'm married, girl. If somebody would have told me when I was back in middle school, trying to kill myself all these times, that I would be such an amazing adult, like that I would have my own YouTube channel, girl, that I'll be taking pictures, that I got married, that girl, and he liked me. I'm so dumb. But never in a million years would I would have thought that I would be the person that I am today. And to be honest, back then I didn't see myself even living outside of middle school, to be honest. If we want to keep it, you know, all the way 100. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the Lord Jesus for keeping me, for believing in me, for giving me guidance. Shout out to everybody that tried to break me, but you didn't, baby, because I'm still here. And what else? What else, honey? I think that's it, y'all. I think that's it. That's all. And it's gonna, conclude episode 3, y'all. I am just so excited to be doing this. And this is like, I was telling my therapist, because I got 2, okay? Therapy, let me tell y'all, for me, therapy works, okay? And I got 2 therapists, okay? And baby, this past year, I have really been diving deep and doing all of the self-care, okay? All of the self-care, all of the hard work. Like, before I was like doing the work, but I felt still, I was still like in depression and stuff, girl. I ain't had no depression on my body in a few months, okay? And it feels so good. Like, it just, this whole journey, and this is more self-care and more therapy. This where it's at, y'all. So don't sleep on it. You know what I mean? Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it if you try it. And if you try it, it don't work for you, it's okay. Find something else, babe. Get you a journal. You know what I'm saying? Write your stuff on the journal. Burn it if you want to. I've seen people write some stuff on plates and break it. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever it is that you guys need to do to, make your life better for you. You know what I mean? And like I said, have these tough conversations with yourself, with your spouse, with your family, with your whatever, you know what I mean, to make you feel better. Because at the end of the day, babes, we deserve to release this stuff, you know what I mean. And the pastor said it best. Pastor Mike Todd the other week, girl, he was in my business, honey. The new series that he got is called Damaged But Not Destroyed. It's a 6-month series, honey, and I just found it. Baby, if y'all want to start breaking y'all trauma off your body, baby, head over him right now. Head over to him, because baby, when I tell you, he getting down to the nitty-gritty. But I am out of here, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's podcast, Turning White. If you can, do a like. It won't hurt you. It will help me. I appreciate it. Leave a comment down below of some things that y'all want to see, or if you guys want to come on the podcast, you have something you want to talk about, or a topic you want to talk about, or a topic you want me to talk about, drop it down below, or email me, DM me, everything charvonrenee @gmail.com. I am also now looking for sponsors who wants to add in like some commercials or things like that. So it's only up from here, y'all. So I'm about to get out of here. Thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell, and we will see y'all on the next episode. Bye, guys.
End in, just one more time, end in triumph. The thought process behind this, write it down if you didn't hear last week's message, and I want you to go back and get it. That with God, triumph is always on the other side of trauma. You can be confident in that. So if I'm being hot, I've gone through some traumatic situations in my life. And as I've gone through the traumatic situations, the situations were not the thing that God wanted from me. He wanted my response to acknowledge him. And most of us, when we get in situations that are traumatic, our response, okay, I'm gonna say it nicely. Our response is based on how we were conditioned. Many of the way we respond to anything is based on how we were conditioned, how we were raised, how we were brought up. So for some people, if somebody say, "What's up?" they be like, "What's up?" For other people, depending on how you was raised and where you was raised, if somebody say, "What's up?" they like, "What's up?" Okay, y'all some of y'all acting too brand new. But the very same thing gets a different response because of how I was conditioned. So when I say crazy faith, some people are like, "Oh God, I believe you, I trust you, you're amazing." And for some people, I say crazy faith, and they're like, "I can't afford to lose. I don't know if God's gonna come through for me." When I say crazy faith, it invokes fear instead of faith. My mom believed all that time and nothing ever, And today I want you to take back from your story or your trauma or your training, I want you to take back authority and put it in Christ. And I want you to now see through a lens of what God says about you, not what they conditioned you to believe, okay? Because what I found out is most people in this room, I'm starting slow so you can just walk with me. I'm taking you on a journey with me. Most people have been trained in trauma. You are professional. You are an expert. You should get paid for as much trauma as you've been through and survived.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me,